Mod Castle was a little like 50-seat theater that we had in Los Angeles on Santa Monica Boulevard, rented out a black box theater and turned it into this place where we were gonna do live podcasts, because I was like, let's do them in front of people, this will be fun. And it started with like me doing Smodcast with Mosier and Hollywood Babylon with Ralph, and then he was hanging around the theater and stuff. And then he was like, I want to do a show. Jay and Silent Bob Get Old was born from there. Jay and Silent Bob goes out and tours the world. Over the course of fucking 7-8 years of touring it prior to this, I was like, Jesus, man, we could totally pull off another Jay and Silent Bob movie. So because of Smodcastle, I could draw you a direct line from Smodcastle to this moment. Like, it doesn't happen without that. So I hated when we let Smodcastle go. We closed it. After a year, it just kind of went away because the shows got popular and we took them out to like the Improv and John Lovett's Comedy Club at the time. Then we started touring the shows. So Smodcastle went away. It was always this kind of moment that reminded me of Almost Famous, when they leave the bus behind and get on the plane instead. Good news is our plane didn't fucking do any of this shit. But bad news is I always was like, it bugged me that we left that place behind. It was wonderful, this wonderful lab where creative things came out of that we kept doing for fucking 10 years and shit like that. So now we're gonna do it again. I spent a lot of time down at Quick Stop today because there's an end unit on the building that's completely empty, and we're gonna turn it into Smodcastle. Rajiv, who owns Quick Stop with his parents and stuff, Ernie O'Donnell, my childhood buddy and shit, and fucking Rick Darris himself and whatnot. We're all gonna throw in and kind of make this theater and stuff. And so we're gonna end the Jay and Silent Bob Reeboot Roadshow tour at the theater opening day in February. From there forward, we're just gonna start doing what we did at Smodcastle out west and stuff like that, and doing it here, including, I've already hit up the boys and told them they're on deck. Tell them Steve Dave will be performing. And we're gonna do all sorts of shit, like read scripts out loud that nobody's ever heard before, fucking put on shows, show early cuts of stuff and whatnot. Anyone is gonna be able to rent the space if they want to, and it's gonna be like a good time. And I was explaining like to Ernie and Raj, I was like, I'm gonna be 50 next year. Like, this is a great way for me to enter into my 50s, man. Like, just fucking hanging out and making pretend in a little theater and shit like that. Because magic came out of the last time we did it. We won't be standing here if Smodcastle hadn't fucking happened. So let's see what happens when we build one right at the fucking base of all my creative energy and ley lines at fucking Quick Stop.